Hello everyone, back again with another Tag Along Tuesday. Today I'm starting on the pages for my book. I decided not to bind them yet, but first to do every single page and then bind it all together to create my own little art journal. So I'm doing one spread, but I am using gesso to cover both of them because I know that I'm going to put some gesso on the other one as well later. The other one is going to be the one for week 4. So again, it is a bird today because I found a very nice black colored bird, and I wanted to use these papers that I found. I'm going to do to try work more with collage. I've got so much papers and books and magazines, and just working with that creates a very quick and easy and fun background. So I'm going to work more with that, as I said. Now I'm gluing down this text. It's about dyeing with paint your fabrics and such. So well, I thought it suits. But if it was about something else, I would have glued it down anyway. So now I'm using a little bit of acrylic gel. It's transparent, and I couldn't find my gel medium. Otherwise, I would use just regular gel medium. This is very old, but it still works. It's a bit yellow and it's doesn't look that good anymore, but it still works, and that was what I was going for. Just a little bit of texture to work with, and of course the leftovers on my stencil are going down on another piece of paper to use later, so we don't waste, you know that. Now next step, of course, I had to dry it, and this video is just sped up and I haven't edited much out of it, so the drying process and waiting and all that sort of stuff is still in there. You can see that the gel medium on the paper gives already another color on it, and I'm liking that. So I'm drying it quite well dry to the touch. So the thicker parts of that gel medium aren't quite dry, but I really don't care about that. And I purposely left some paper sticking out of the edges of the paper because I have a ragged edge on my cover as well, so I thought I'd look better. Now I don't have much ink, so well, you know that Dr. Martens ink, or I don't know how it's called, but you know what I mean. So I'm using re-inkers, Distress ink re-inkers. So just putting some water down to make it flow instantly, and this is pumice stone. It looks quite black, but you have to keep in mind that when you dry it, it turns out lighter than you thought it would. So just dabbing a little bit and then drying it. The ink that's on top of the gel medium doesn't dry that quick. So if you want it to stay there, you have to dry for a long time, but it works. And I'm dabbing in between a little bit, but I really like the way I emphasize the texture of my stencil on my paper like that. And then I thought I would use just a bright pink to go against the grey one. Look at how gorgeous this already looks. Well, I think it's gorgeous. And it soaks a little bit into the paper as well. So the paper strips that I glued down. And this is picked raspberry. And you know, it's quite heavy pigmented because it's a re-inker, so that's why it looks very deep pink, and I really like that. Now I let it drip to the other side. Really happy with the way that looks. So as I said, I'm going to use that for next tag along, and drying that also. I only knew that I was going to use the bird, but how the page was coming together I really didn't know. So I'm going to do step by step, and in between I have to think a lot. So showing you the process a little bit better in close-up, but you can see the process or the photos of my project on Instagram later. I think about Wednesday or Tuesday. Thursday, I'm sorry. So you can see in detail what I've done and how it looks. I needed to tone it down just a little bit, otherwise the bird would not show that well on my cover, so it would fade into the background, and that's not what I needed. Just needed it to stand out a bit more, so I'm using gesso just with a credit card just to scrape it on top of my page. Drying it, of course, and then I go in. I know you know I'm working on my art mark skills. I really love Ray Missigman, and really love working on my scribbles and my doodles. So I'm using it's a Write It All pencil, I think, and just going around in circles, and I love this shape that I'm working on now, and I thought I needed to bring back that green that's behind the bird, and it looks yellow. It's a bit of a yellow green paint. Oh, I've got it here. Let's see, it's from Americana from Deco Art, and it's chartreuse yellow, that's how it's called, and I mixed in a little bit of green to bring the color back. It looks better this way. Just going in with my pencil again, just a scribble here and a scribble there. Now I'm cutting the beak, because you can see that I cut out the bird and a little flower, and I inked up the edges with black marker because otherwise they are white. I don't like that. So I'm putting the bird down. In hindsight, I would have preferred it lower than that, so just cut off a piece of the tail, but didn't do that. But that really doesn't matter now. Still glued down, so I can't take it off anymore. So just cut the beak to be able to place the stem of that flower in his beak. And then glue it down. You know, I use collage medium. Really love that stuff. It dries very quickly, so if you put some glue on your piece of paper or whatever you want to glue, just put it down immediately. Otherwise you have to do it twice. Now, drying it again, of course, and really like the way this was going, but still not that satisfied. So going in with gesso again, and I like blending the pictures and the, how do you call that, the focal points into the background just a little bit, and so that's why I'm using the gesso again, and making sure that I use a little baby wipe or a kitchen towel to wipe it off of my bird. It's a black bird, not a white bird. Now you see I'm thinking on what to do, so going with my pencil again. This is the sketching pencil from Derwent. Let me see, let me look. Yes, it's a sketching pencil. I'm just going around the bird, making scribbles here and there, and I really like the way this was going. I like that sketchy thing, so I'm just going to repeat that maybe on every page that I'm going to do. You see little circles go around the things that I made on top of the on the bottom of the page. Now rethinking, I really need black, you know that. So I'm going to use Distress Oxides in Black Soot to go around the page, and I like that more than before. Just a little black edge makes it stand out more and more. So now I am working on finding something for my project, and I'm trying to look at where my page is. I don't know where I put it. Oh, here it is, I think. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. Now I'm searching for a sentence or a word or something to go on the page, and while I was searching for that, I found a stamp. It's a stamp from Badass. Well, it's Art Chicks stamp, Badass Stamps. It's a Dutch brand, and they've got the most beautiful background stamps, but such pretty and nice sayings as well. A bit, how do you call that? A bit cheeky, and I like that. So I'm using the Badass stamp to bring more black into my page, and then I use the sentence, and it says in Dutch, more or less in balance. So don't know why, but I liked it on my page, and it starts to come together more and more. but still the bird wasn't, how do you call that? It still wasn't in balance because I didn't like it. It stood out too much. So I'm going in with black marker, go around the bird, go around the flowers, just scribble here and there to make it look more like one page and not just a page with an image on top of it, glued on top of it. So I hope you know what I mean. I'm going to show you the pictures on Instagram so you can see how it looks in the end. It's difficult to show you here on video, but you can see how I did it. That's the most important thing. So do not ever go in with a marker if you haven't dried the glue yet. Your marker will be ruined. So this was it, everyone. I hope you like it. Leave me a comment if you like, or a thumbs up if you like, or subscribe, whatever you like. And I will see you next time. And I think I'm done. Just a little splash here and there, and then it's finished. As I said, until next week. Bye bye.